Hey my lovelies, it's Mitch here. I'm just popping on to do this Monday's guidance reading. So I just want to say before we look at the cards, a huge thank you to everybody that came to sort of see me on Saturday at Carpe Nocem in Frome. It was a fantastic, fabulous night, a fabulous day, sorry, of fabulous day of private one-to-one readings. So thank you for showing up and sort of, just experiencing the love from spirit and the guidance via the tarot. I was going to say the tattoos. Like, sorry, I'm like proper spirit scatterbrained this morning. And yeah, then in the evening, I was very lucky to be sort of taking part and sort of semi-hosting with Bex and the girls from Paranormal Parallels, our little cheeky seance evening, which was really good fun. So we had loads of great stuff, some really cool things coming in on the Ouija boards, some amazing validations, some interesting stuff. We also had lots of paranormal with the cat balls and other sort of trigger objects. As any of you guys know that kind of have done seances with me, I like my balls to go off, cat balls that is, so that was really good fun. So we had some really cool physical evidence, and yeah, it was just a really cool night. There was a lot of laughter, a lot of banter, a lot of good fun. It was just a really fun evening. So if you were part of that, if you came along, thank you so much. You guys know who you are and you're all blinking amazing. So what's happening for this week? What's happening for Monday? I feel really connected to work with the Lumina Tarot, which is a really sparkly deck. And this one is by Lorraine Alitia. So I really like this deck. Let's have a little look at it. Let's see where the energies are taking us for this Monday and the coming week ahead. These are the cards. I'll have a little bit of sparkle and shine. So let's give them a knock. Let's give them a shuffle. Let's see where the energies are taking us for this Monday and the coming week ahead. Channeling these cards, for the highest of good. Let's see what the messages are, and let's just see where the energies are taking us today. Interesting. Now this is interesting with a message that I've been kind of feeling on and off with a few different people. This is coming up. We've got the Ten of Swords coming in. I'm just going to pull that in a little bit closer so you can see that, because that looks very dark there, but I quite like the pictation of this. So Ten of Swords, it might be a time where we have to just go careful. We may just have to watch our back a little bit. Ten of Swords can represent a little bit of betrayal, a little bit of deception, a little bit of deceit. So maybe there's a little bit of a snake in amongst the mists. Go very careful this week, have your bearings. Ten of Swords can show up in a lot of ways. Can also be that maybe some of us are struggling a little bit mentally. So maybe some of us are feeling quite mentally challenged or mentally exhausted and overwhelmed. Maybe there's a lot of stuff that's been happening and we've been strong for a very long time. And maybe we're running the risk of just almost like collapsing under the mental sort of stress or the mental strain that maybe we're putting upon ourselves. But it usually comes in as a type of wounded energy when it shows. So it might be, like I say, that you're experiencing or you're feeling a type of betrayal, a type of sort of manipulation, maybe just something really sort of bad has happened, and you know, you're having to sort of really process that. You're having to really now start to rebuild and recover from that. It can show up at Ten of Swords as well if you're in deep grief, deep loss, deep sorrow. It can be quite sort of mentally overwhelming for people, like I say. So for some people, maybe they're just feeling like they want to tap out. It can represent sort of thoughts and feelings around suicide. And if that is something that you're feeling or in the midst of, please reach out for help, you know, whether it's directly through myself or obviously professional channels. Papyrus is one, obviously, that, you know, I support a lot. And there are many others. There are many professional services that can help you if mentally you're struggling. It could also be showing up if maybe lots of things have been going a little bit array or a little bit wrong for you. Often when people are misusing power, we tend to get blockages in communication. So things may just not go to plan. There may be a lot of kind of setbacks where it just feels like everything is going wrong and we're not really sure why. And that can sometimes be happening when people are purposely trying to target us. So be kind of aware, just safety check your energies this week, because it may be that there's a jealous snake out to get you or try to get you, and maybe someone's trying to sort of use energy against you a little bit in some way. And I think the really important part to remember with any type of hexing, or I call it spiritual abuse really, is the energies can only affect us if we buy into that. I'm a complete firm believer that, you know, a hex, black magic, any form of lower level energy, it only impacts us and it only affects us, it only blocks us if we buy into that idea, if we buy into that belief system. But if we buy into the idea that I'm going to vibrate higher, you know, it doesn't affect us, it doesn't have hold on us, it doesn't actually have to destroy what we're creating. But be aware of the energy, the behavior, how people are kind of giving and receiving to you this week, because you may find that something becomes exposed or something becomes revealed, and yeah, could be some shady shit going on. So just be careful, guys, you know. And if anybody is abusing positions of power or whatever, it just shows the inadequacy of them. It shows the wounds, the healing that they need to own, and the journey that they need to perhaps go on. Because if somebody is winning, if somebody's doing really well at something, we should all be able to sort of celebrate and root for that person, as long as they've kind of, you know, achieved it naturally and through their own sort of power, and they've not abused it themselves to get to that position. We should be able to root for each other. There's, you know, personally in my world, there's no need for jealousy, there's no need for negativity, there's no need to be a dick or an arsehole to somebody. It doesn't make your light shine any brighter, it just makes you look like a twat, you know. And I get quite cross about this because it really does piss me off, because I see so many good people just get so much crap thrown at them because they're winning. But the reason they're winning is because they're of beautiful heart center in the first place. You know, a nasty, vile heart tends to not win, or it's not going to flourish, and it's not going to be sustainable, because purity, light, reclaims darkness, doesn't it, you know? So that's my thoughts to it all anyway. So just go a little bit gentle, just go a little bit easy on yourself this week if you see this showing up, or if you've become aware of this. Like I say, it could be that maybe as well you've got people around you that are maybe in ill health. Maybe some people are about to cross over to spirit and there's a grieving sort of process, because Ten of Swords can show up a lot with deep grief, deep heaviness in that way. And it might just be that you're in a position where you're feeling completely burnt out. Maybe you're just feeling completely overwhelmed. So it can also represent and show up for illness. Obviously, as you guys know, I've recently just got over quite a nasty bug, and I was feeling like this for a little bit. You know, it really took me into a space where I felt really physically shit, but mentally it sort of, I find when I'm ill, mentally it kind of messes with me a little bit. So maybe some of you have been dealing with that as well. So it can show up in lots of different pockets, lots of different ways, but we just got to be aware of it, you know. And this doesn't define us. It's something, it's one of life cycles, so it's something that will come in at various points, at various stages. We do have to sometimes be aware of it, but it does not define us. So you can beat this, you can come out stronger from whatever this is if it shows up for you. And don't go looking for it, but just be aware of it as a warning message, I think, more than anything. So I hope that makes a little bit of sense. So what do I need to let you know about? The main things this week. So I am doing Zoom sessions this week. I'm very excited about those. And then the big one, this coming Saturday, I am down in Brixham. So I'm going to be actually signing off from lunchtime on Friday, and I'm going to be going down, got a little cheeky hotel, and I'm going to be spending a couple of days down in Brixham with my husband and my lovely little doggy, Oscar, and I'm going to do a fantastic show on Saturday the 25th. Brixham Theatre. There are still some tickets left. Come along, get involved, support. It would be amazing to see you there. If we get a bit more support for this show this year, then there's a potential that I can run it again next year. But obviously, if we don't get enough support, then they may just say this will be a one-off, and then that's it. But it'd be lovely to be able to feature it as a once-a-year, you know, energy, because I know people really enjoy it. So that's where I will be. That's what I'm getting up to. So having a cheeky weekend down in Brixham and Devon. It's going to be amazing. I'm very excited. So yeah, like I say, come along, be involved. If you're in and around Devon or able to travel, do let people know that I'm in the area, because again, it's not somewhere I kind of frequent that often. So come along, support, be part of the magic. So have a beautiful week, whatever you're up to, whatever you're doing. The week after, just to let you know, I have a couple of spaces left for the nights that I'm doing in Frome and Colour and Crystals. So I'm in Frome on the 29th. I'm in Colour and Crystals at Trowbridge on the 30th. So those are both evening appointments, doing private one-to-one readings. And then if you're around on Halloween, Friday the 31st, I am going to be teaming up with the lovely Never Cross a Witch Bitch team. Well, only one of the girls, Lucy. Me and Lucy are going to go live on the Never Cross a Witch Bitch page, so make sure that you're following that. And we're going to do a cheeky Halloween spooktacular. So we're going to do sort of free live readings. There'll be mediumship, there'll be tarot, might be a bit of a cheeky drinking, there'll be a bit of cheeky banter, there'll definitely be some cheeky banter with Lucy. Carly isn't able to join us this time because she's actually going trick-or-treating, and she actually is going trick-or-treating, because I had one or two people say, oh, that's a bit harsh to say that about Carly. She generally is doing trick-or-treating with the grandkids, so she's not able to make this one. But yeah, come along, get involved. It's going to be a nice night. Normally I don't sort of work Halloween, normally I don't do anything for Halloween. It's a sacred sort of night for me usually. But because we're in a new house, we're in a new place, I don't know how it's celebrated. I don't know if there's going to be loads of fireworks going off, which can happen sometimes. So I didn't want to take the risk of leaving little Oscar on his own because he is quite sensitive. So I didn't want him to react or anything. So just a safety precaution, really. But me and Lucy are going to be on it. We're going to have some banter. We're going to have some fun. It's not going to be too serious evening, so we will do free messages, but obviously it's going to be casual. You know, we might have a little cheeky drink because it is the witch's new year as well, you know. But yeah, come along if you're stuck for something to do and if you want a bit of fun and a bit of laughter. Look after yourselves, my beautiful people, and I will catch up with you very soon. Be aware of this, don't go looking for it, but if it shows up, it's just a reminder. Okay, we talked about this, there was a feeling that this might happen, and you can deal with it in whatever way you need to. Stay fabulous, stay well, and I'm really hoping to see some of you lovelies down in Brixham on Saturday night. Have a cool one. Bye for now.